Through the cold winter darkness of eastern Ukraine, an unusual vehicle prowls the front lines. At first glance, it looks makeshift, even crude, a modified buggy based on Russia's humble Lada Niva chassis. But mounted atop this unassuming frame sits something extraordinary, a remotely operated turret bristling with 24 shotgun barrels, arranged in a configuration that would look more at home in a Victorian artillery museum than on a modern battlefield. Behind it, 6 gleaming AK-12 assault rifles stand ready on their mount, completing this strange arsenal. This is Russia's latest answer to one of the most pressing challenges of modern warfare, the growing threat of unmanned aerial vehicles. As Ukrainian drones continue to wreak havoc on Putin's forces, Russian military engineers have responded with increasingly creative solutions. But while some dismiss this peculiar vehicle as another example of desperate improvisation, its appearance on the battlefield signals the dawn of a new era in drone warfare and counter-drone innovation. The weapon's design. At the heart of this unconventional vehicle is its distinctive primary weapon, a remotely operated turret housing 24 barrels configured to fire buckshot-like ammunition. While its appearance might evoke images of a miniature rocket launcher, its purpose is far more specialized, creating a widespread pattern of fire to maximize the chances of striking small, agile aerial targets. The weapon can be controlled from inside the vehicle, with the operator monitoring their target through a thermal imaging system that feeds to an interior display screen mounted on the passenger seat, allowing for precise target tracking while maintaining crew protection. But this unusual shotgun array isn't the buggy's only trick. At the rear, a manually operated mount carries 6 AK-12 rifles, identifiable by their distinctive muzzle devices and front sights. This secondary weapon system can rotate a full 360 degrees. The integration of these various weapon systems onto a nimble Lada Niva chassis creates a mobile platform that can quickly respond to drone threats while maintaining a relatively low profile on the battlefield. The vehicle also features launchers at the front, capable of deploying what Russian sources describe as heat traps, likely a form of thermal countermeasure similar to flares. Video footage released by the Russian Ministry of Defense shows these launchers in action, with visible debris trails marking their deployment. These countermeasures could potentially be used to blind the optical and infrared sensors commonly found on enemy drones, adding another layer to the vehicle's defensive capabilities. This new buggy represents a significant evolution from its predecessor, which appeared in mid-2024. That earlier version, dubbed the Z Boy, featured a more modest armament of 2 PKT machine guns and a 6-barrel improvised shotgun system. The dramatic expansion to 24 barrels in the new version suggests Russian engineers are betting heavily on the saturation fire approach to counter drone operations. This method aims to overcome the challenge of hitting small, fast-moving targets by filling the air with as many shots as possible, increasing the probability of a successful hit. Effectiveness. While Russia's multi-barrel buggy might seem like an ingenious solution to the drone threat, questions remain about its actual effectiveness. Recent testing by Ukrainian forces has cast doubt on the utility of shotguns against modern drones, particularly the first-person view kamikaze types that have become increasingly prevalent on the battlefield. In one revealing demonstration captured on video, Ukrainian servicemen found that shotgun ammunition failed to achieve meaningful damage against test drones. One Ukrainian soldier reported, quote, "A shotgun does not penetrate, does not damage the FPV drone." Another noted that even direct hits to a drone's antenna failed to stop it. The 24-barrel system attempts to address these limitations through sheer volume of fire, potentially increasing both the likelihood of hits and cumulative damage to the target. However, this approach brings its own challenges. The weapon's effective range remains constrained by the fundamental limitations of shotgun ammunition, a long-standing issue that has historically restricted the battlefield use of shotguns. During the Cold War, the U.S. military's Close Assault Weapons System, or CAWS program, struggled with these same challenges. As a result, German gunmaker Heckler & Koch, working in cooperation with the Olin Corporation in the United States, developed specialized metal-cased buckshot rounds to achieve better terminal effects at extended ranges. Perhaps most critically, the system faces significant practical constraints. The process of reloading 24 barrels in the heat of battle would likely prove time-consuming and cumbersome, potentially leaving the vehicle vulnerable during prolonged engagements or when faced with multiple waves of drone attacks. This limitation becomes particularly significant given the growing tendency of both sides in the Ukraine conflict to employ drones in coordinated swarms rather than individual attacks. The mounting of 6 AK-12 rifles as a secondary system suggests an acknowledgement of these limitations, providing an alternative means of engagement when the primary weapon is depleted or against targets at ranges beyond effective shotgun distance. However, the rifle's manual operation and basic sighting system, described in Russian sources as a simple open crosshair sight, raise questions about their practical effectiveness against fast-moving aerial targets. Modern military forces are increasingly turning to more sophisticated solutions for small arms drone defense, such as the smart shooter's Smash 2000L computerized optic, which multiple branches of the US military are now fielding to help individual shooters better engage unmanned aerial threats. Russia's anti-drone evolution. The emergence of this unusual buggy reflects a larger pattern in Russia's scramble to counter Ukraine's increasingly effective drone operations. In July 2024, at the St. Petersburg Technologies of Detecting and Countering UAVs conference, Russian officials openly acknowledged the gravity of the threat. Andrei Tabakin from Belgorod's Ministry of Digital Development stated the danger posed by jet-powered drones had, quote, opened a new chapter in our fight against the enemy. This conference showcased the diversity of Russia's counter-drone efforts, ranging from the practical to the peculiar. While the 24-barrel buggy represents a kinetic approach to the problem, other solutions have taken radically different paths. The Vogon 9SP, for instance, developed by Russia's Redline company, takes the fight to the drones directly. This high-speed interceptor drone launches from an angled ground platform and can accelerate to 200 kilometers per hour. Once an enemy drone is detected by radar, it's targeted using a laser designator. The Vogon 9SP then pursues its target under guidance until it gets close enough to switch to semi-autonomous terminal attack mode, though the precise details of its final guidance method remain unclear. Perhaps most unusual is the barrier system from Pervy Dirijabi, which proposes using networks of tethered balloons suspending nets up to 250 meters high to create aerial barriers against incoming drones. The concept draws inspiration from the barrage balloons used in World Wars I and II, which forced attacking aircraft to fly at higher altitudes. Each modern balloon can support a 30-kilogram payload, though this relatively low capacity suggests either the need for numerous balloons or extremely lightweight netting material. The proliferation of different approaches highlights a critical reality of modern warfare. There is no single solution to the drone threat. While electronic warfare remains a primary focus, with systems designed to jam drone communications and navigation, physical interception methods like the multi-barrel buggy continue to play a crucial role in providing localized protection for troops and key installations. The Russians appear to be pursuing a strategy of layered defense, combining multiple technologies and techniques to create a more comprehensive anti-drone shield. The rapid evolution from the 6-barrel Z-Baraboy to this new 24-barrel system also demonstrates the urgency with which Russia is approaching the drone challenge. Rather than waiting for perfect solutions, they're actively fielding and iterating on designs based on battlefield feedback, even if those designs might seem unconventional by traditional military standards. Future implications. The appearance of this 24-barrel anti-drone buggy on Ukraine's battlefields may signal a significant shift in the evolution of modern warfare. As drones become increasingly central to military operations, the race to develop effective countermeasures has led to increasingly creative and sometimes seemingly desperate solutions. Yet even apparently crude innovations can have far-reaching implications for future conflicts. The US military's own experiments with shotgun-based drone defense suggest this isn't merely a Russian improvisation. Earlier in 2024, the US Marine Corps expressed interest in developing shotgun pellet-like ammunition for their standard service rifles, specifically to counter drone threats. Rather than mounting multiple barrels, they're exploring more sophisticated solutions, like computerized gun sights and automatically moving buttstocks, to help soldiers better track and engage aerial targets. Indeed, the US Army's perspective is telling. They consider such kinetic defeat capabilities to be only, quote, the last line of defense for a squad-sized element. This points to a broader understanding that the most effective anti-drone strategies will likely involve multiple layers of defense, combining electronic warfare, interceptor drones, and kinetic weapons into an integrated system. What's clear is that the era of drone warfare is only just beginning. Whether Russia's 24-barrel solution proves effective or not, it represents just one step in an accelerating arms race between drone and anti-drone technology, a race that seems certain to reshape the future of warfare.